Hello, and welcome to Creating with Colleen, where I will teach you what to do. You know, I may teach you what not to do, but as always, I promise to teach you something. Today, I want to show you how to make this beautiful gift card holder. I think the best thing about the gift card holder, this one, is it's like a black dress to a woman. It just is a great fold that will take you anywhere. It's really cute in the front, but then when you pull it up, you have a wonderful surprise as your gift card slides up. So this could be used for every occasion. All you need to know is this pattern and how to make it. So today I'm using the Party Animal Suite, and it has lots of bright colors, lots of fun parts to it. When you turn it over, you have a wonderful stamp set. You have coordinating cardstock, washi tape, ribbon, embellishments, and a really fun pop-up balloon Thinlit die. Now, I always think it's so hard to see the designer paper in the catalog. So one of the things that I like to do is actually make a sample sheet for myself. I was making them for my customers to see because the catalogs just never do it justice. But to be very honest with you, I find myself referencing these sheets all the time. I love how you can see the true colors of the designer paper, and I love how Stampin' Up! Gives you the coordinating colors in the catalog. So I put the coordinating colors here, and then when I'm looking for something specific, I can see exactly what I want. So today, to make our gift card, you are going to start with a 4 1/4 by 11-inch piece of cardstock. You're going to take your Simply Scored, and you are going to score this at 2 7 1/4. Now let me tell you now, stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm going to make this all the way through, but then at the end I'm going to give you some tips and tricks about saving time and supplies when you're making these in quantity. So again, 4 1/4 by 11, I scored it at 2 7 1/4. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this up. I got the bone folder, okay, good thing I have 10 more. Put them on there, and this is how it's going to fold. Now I'm going to take a piece of the designer paper that is 1 by 9 inches, and when I put it on here, I'm going to want the opening to be on the front, just like that. I'm not going to tape this green part because I want the inside to slide in and out easily, but I can hide this here, so I'm going to take my designer paper, and I'm going to put some adhesive on here. And then I'm just going to wrap it around like I had it. Like so. So to hide this front, I'm actually going to put, let me show you my card here. I'm actually going to put the balloon on here. So again, this is from the stamp set, Balloon Adventures, and it has lots of wonderful pieces. So I'm going to use that balloon there. And I'm actually going to stamp it on a piece of scratch paper because we have a balloon punch that coordinates with this. So whenever I have a punch that coordinates with a stamp set, I always stamp first and then punch. So I'll come in here. Actually, should have done it on the other end, but that's okay. It's my cardstock. I can waste it if I want to. And then I have my balloon. Now with the coordinating framelets, I've already cut out a little bow, and I'm going to put that on with the glue dot. So I'm just going to take it and actually put it on the middle here, give it a little squeeze, put that on my balloon, and then when you have this, whatever you have here is going to what holds your top down. So this needs to go on with a dimensional. So when it slides like that, you can have that tuck in. So I'm just going to take a dimensional, put it on the back of my balloon, peel that off, and then that'll go right in the center. So there, I have the front fold of my card. So I'll set that aside, and then I'm going to show you how I did all this very easily. This is a piece of crushed curry, and the size is 3.5 by 3. And then I have not the designer paper. That's some boring designer paper. I have some Whisper White cardstock I'm going to make look like designer paper. And that is going to be 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. So what I'll do is I will put this on here. And actually, you know, when you're using photopolymer, it's probably a good idea to use your paper piercing mat. Photopolymer is awesome because it's not like a red rubber where that gives a little bit. This, it's more of a plastic, it reminds me of, just does not give it all. So you need just a little bit of a cushion underneath it. So I will put this on here. But it's great because at least that way, that's how you can get really fine details in a stamp because of the type of material they use. So I'm going to have this go this way. And you can see you just don't have to be real particular. We just have some confetti coming down. Whoops. Got a little carried away. And put your confetti on there like this. Okay. So now that I have that, I will attach this to the piece of crushed curry. Like so. And put it aside. Now here I am using our layering circle framelits, and they're awesome. In the circle framelits, you actually have 16 framelits. So what's nice is you have your circles that coordinate with the scallop pieces, and they just layer right on top of each other. Now normally if I was using wood, I may have stamped this first and then cut it out with my framelit. But again, since I'm using the wonderful photopolymer, I can just stamp and then I can see what I'm stamping. So I know exactly where to put it, just like that. So now I will take this, layer it onto my scallop circle, and I will put some dimensionals on here. Usually when I'm doing something circular, I kind of like to do a little triangle. So this will get layered. Let me move this for a minute. This will get layered on here, and then this will get taped onto my front. And this part of the gift card is already done. Just like that. So now I'm going to show you how I make this insert on the inside. So here you're going to take a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and it's actually 3 3/4 by 6 3/4. And I'm going to score it on the long side at 3/4 of an inch and 5 inches. So this actually is going to be the top, and this flips up. So what I'll do is I'll stamp this first. So I'm going to take my Tangerine Tango. I am going to come back with my paper piercing mat to make sure I get a nice image. And I'm going to stamp "Here's to another year full of adventures." So I'm going right underneath that score line, like so. Just going to push down, and I have that right there. Now when I actually put this in my card, this will get folded back, and then this is going to get folded up because that's where my gift card is going to get tucked into. So I'm working on the back side of here. So since we have such great coordinating parts, I'm going to take a piece of the washi tape. Can't get my head right underneath the camera, so hopefully close enough counts. I always say it does. I'm going to go across with my washi tape, and then I am going to just trim my edges, like so. Now that I know where my washi tape is, I can come in here, close that pad, take my Pacific Point, and the words "Let's Celebrate," as every single birthday should be celebrated. I don't care how old you are. So I'll put my "Let's Celebrate" right there. Now I have to attach it into my card. So the way it's going to get attached is I'm going to take this end. This end is actually going to go above the crease. And the reason it's going to do that so that it pulls it up when I put it in here. So let me do that. I'll put my adhesive on the front here on that little 3/4 inch section. I'm going to put it at the top like so. All right, Colleen, close enough count. Come on. Close enough counts right there. Okay, so that's what pulls it up, but then this just gets tucked inside. Got to give it just a minute. Give it a good little push so all the folds are there. And then when you open it, you have your gift card, like so. Can you see that? So I always say the card is part of the gift, but what you give it in is another part of the gift. So let me show you a couple more that I made. Because again, like I said, it's like a good black dress for a woman. It will take you anywhere. This is one that I did at Christmas using the designer paper that we had. And you open it up and it's Merry Christmas, oh what fun. Then in November, I was blessed with our first grandchild, little Tyler Jolene. So of course, I had to get the Moon Baby stamp set that Stampin' Up! Has. Because now these little babies take on a whole new meaning for me. So here I have one for a little baby girl. And when you open it up, it says showers of happiness, a little something for someone special, a little someone special. And of course, we can't forget our little boys. I have 2 boys myself. So this is our little Hello Baby and the same concept. I just switched the words. And so that slides up and down. So you could see where this is a great pattern to have for any occasion that you're going to, because gift cards really kind of are the way to shop these days. That's what the kids want, so you might as well give them what they want. So I promised you a tip at the end. I am actually going to show you how I save time. Whenever I'm doing my classes, I'm cutting quantity of cards. And you will too sometimes if you're doing baby invitations, wedding invitations, announcements, and there's just a few simple things you can do. So for example, in the beginning, when I told you I had the 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of cardstock, one of the things that I like to do is score once and then cut. So for example, I will take this. Now if you remember, I said you're going to score at 2 inches. So I'm going to score at 2 inches and I'm going to score at 7 1/4. Okay? So I already have that scored, but yet now I can cut. So I'm going to take my trimmer. I will go to 4 1/4 and I will cut. So I'm not doing each piece individually. I'm going to do the same thing with the Whisper White inside. That was 3 1/4. I'm sorry. That was actually 3 3/4 by 6 3/4. So I'm going to get the most. I'm going to show you going long ways. So I'm going to cut this at, 6 3/4. I got to pull my little arm out. But I will cut this at 6 3/4. Okay. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to score it, going long ways. So again, with this piece here, I would score at, I hope you can see that there. I'll score it at 3/4 and 5, like so. So this is the way I'll cut it into sections. Now technically, if this was an even 3 3/4, I'm going to come out to 11 1/4, and I'm not going to have enough. But the way I see it, nobody's going to notice 1/8 of an inch. And if they do, you better tell them just put the ruler down. So what I'm going to do here, in order to get 3 versus 2, I am just going to put this instead of, what do I got under there? Okay, instead of going to 3 3/4 like here, I'm going to back it up just 1/8. So I've got 3 5/8. Okay, 3 5/8. And then that's actually 3 3/4. but you don't notice it that much. So if that bothers you and you want them all the same, just do it again. Just trim that little 1/8 inch off. But that's how you're going to get the most out of your 8.5 by 11. If you're just making one, go 3 3/4. That'll be great. But if you want to get the most out of your cardstock, just trim that little 1/8 inch off and you now have 3. So I hope that you've learned something today. It's always my goal to teach you a little tip or trick. All the supplies that I've used today can be found on my blog, and that is at www.creatingwithcolleen.dyepad.com. And as always, I appreciate you watching my video, and I will hope that you come back and stamp with me again. Thank you so much.